Hey, praise the Lord, everybody. It is good to see you guys, man. And I want to say from my heart to yours, good evening. Happy New Year to some. I haven't had a chance to say that to some folk, but to everybody else, good evening and God bless you. I pray you all are doing well, that you are favored and blessed and growing in the fear and the admonition of our God. I am excited because we are on the cusp of the greatest conference this side of heaven and the best one this year, because it is the hymn conference, man, the inheritance conference, who's going to be a blessing to us. And we start on tonight. So listen carefully. If you have not registered, you ought to make sure you do that. If you have, I got some instructions for you because it's so simple. If you've already registered, you go to www.thebga.net. You click on number 2, the battleground. Number 3, you log in using your email address. It's that simple. If you haven't registered, you want to do that now, because after tonight, the registration price double, $50 for the week. Makes no sense to pay double unless you just want to, because you can get in and get there early. I'll bring you greetings from the campus of Antioch Missionary Baptist in the magnificent metropolis of Beaumont, Texas, where John R. Adolph Ministries' home base office is. I am privileged, guys, to be the pastor of the greatest church in the whole wide world, Antioch Baptist Church, Beaumont, Texas. And tonight, I am flanked in the faith by those who are sharing on tonight sermonically. So hold on, y'all. If you have never heard of Mendenhall, Mississippi, after tonight, you won't have to ask who's in Mendenhall. Let me bring him in, man. Pastor F. Bernard Mitchell, man. Will you please say good evening to everybody, man?
Hello, everyone. It's so good to see you by way of live internet. And we just thank God for Pastor Adolph once again giving me this blessed opportunity just to be a part of this wonderful conference. I don't know why he keep giving me chances, but I'm just glad he's my brother.
Y'all, after tonight, you will never ask where Mendenhall is. He has put that city on the to have this young lady with me, who is one of his greatest preaching sister voices. To hear her is our benefit and blessing. Okay, wait, y'all, let me tease you. The first time she came to preach for me, Mother Audrey Beverly, I was after that Sunday. Mama Audrey Beverly said, Reverend, you better come get your church, because this little girl didn't toe up the ceiling. Y'all, will you say good evening to Marissa Farrell? Hold on. Marissa, you hear me?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Man, will you say good evening, Pharaoh?
Absolutely. Good evening to all of the Antioch fam and those who are watching from near and far. We are super excited about the opportunity to share. Once again, I share the sentiments of Dr. Mitchell. I don't know how I keep getting invited back to this preaching man's church, but I'm very honored to share tonight with these great voices, these anointed voices, and I pray that it is everything that you need. If you have not gotten registered, this is the time to do so.
Do that now. Hey, y'all, Pharaoh is so modest, blessed with her own clothing line. Hold on, and blessed her to preach for the greatest pastor preacher pulpit in our country, Bishop T.D. Jakes. When I saw her on Jakes' lineup, I said, I know her first. You had to find out about her second or third. I've been around her since she was a little girl, but I'm grateful, y'all. I'm really grateful. Hold on, y'all. I also have a very dear friend. I have known this pastor preacher since I was 7 years old. Did you hear what I just said? 7. I'm 54. I've known him since I was 7. I don't know life or living without him. Man, Dr. Ken Campbell, would you please say good evening, Ken? Say good evening. Ken, can you hear us?
Good evening. Bless you all. I can hear.
All right, there you go, man. Jump in. Just say good evening.
Yeah, I just say good evening to everybody, and to my beloved brother, my lifelong friend, Pastor Adolph. Thank you for letting me share in this time, and certainly bless your efforts, man. You took a great step of faith, and you've shown the rest of us how excellence ought to be carried out, Doc. So we're honored and humbled and happy to be a part of this. Hello, everybody.
Hey, y'all, I learned how to alliterate points in the kid. I just think y'all should know. I picked that up along the way. Guys, one of the greatest theological minds of our day, of our era, in my opinion, is my brother I'm about to introduce, because he's just that guy. I mean, just period. Dr. Tolan Morgan is one of the greatest preachers in our culture. And I love him. I love everything about him. And I want to say good evening, Dr. Tolan Morgan. See you on this screen, man.
Bless you, Dr. John Adolph, my friend and brother. Good evening to you, and good evening to everybody watching, to my brothers and sisters in the faith. I love you all. Good evening to everybody.
So, okay, listen to me. If you have not registered, you want to do that now. Tonight, platform, ladies and gentlemen, is night one of the Inheritance Conference 2021. I want to make sure I say this to you. This is a 5th-year celebration and culmination of all of the persons and actors who preached in our past. I came so close, Ken, to canceling this year's conference because of the pandemic. But God said, no, don't cancel it, enhance it. And so instead of having 2 nights, we have 6 nights starting tonight. Instead of having 5 preachers, hold on, there are 22 of us this week. So it's just a wonderful week. Not only that, but we have been given specific assignments in this conference. This is not just, Preachersville. We are literally here to argue emphatically that can't nobody be him but him. So all week long, you're going to hear about him. Okay, so wait, for the benefit of those who don't know him, Jesus Christ is his name. And we are grateful to be servants of his. Every one of the pastor preachers that are on the pulpit with me tonight on this platform have been given theological assignments. In fact, guys, there is coming a book that's being published called the Hymn Book, in which you will hear these wonderful scholars' sermons tonight, but you can read them and study them later. Man, having said that, Dr. F. Bernard Mitchell, your subject matter this week, man, tonight is Jesus is our resurrected Savior. Hold on, Dr. Mitchell, just in a wonderful synopsis, before you kill us at 7 o'clock, will you just tell us, man, what does that mean to Christianity, man, for him to be resurrected? What is that? What does that mean for us tonight?
Well, that's the core of Christianity. It is that he died, he was buried, and he rose again. Paul summed it up in just that one verse that you assigned to me too, that regardless of what you're going through, Calvary and the grave is the example that you can go through it and get out of it. That Calvary is the strength of showing you got to be strong enough to surrender. The grave shows that something that looked burying is not really buried, it's just storage. And the resurrection show that after I get through with going through storage, I'm going to have to get released sooner or later.
Wow. So wait, Dr. Mitchell, if he is not risen, what does that mean for us?
Well, the psalm that said that because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Life is worth the living just because he lives, which means that if he's not living, there's no possibility for me to live. That I would have already been gone before I even got here, because I would have had no other opportunity. With me already being born in sin, I have no way of getting resurrection power if I didn't have a resurrector.
Let me tell you guys this. I have had the privilege of reading the articles written by these scholar pastor preachers. And to hear these synopses as they lay these out there are blessing me. Hold on, Marissa Farrell, your lesson is on Jesus is my friend. If that was ever a time, man, that our world needed to know that our God is our friend, is now. For you and your argument to present that to our world at a time like this, what does that say?
You know, I'm reminded of John 15:15, where it talks about that we are no longer considered servants, for servants don't know what their master is doing, but I call you friend, which indicates to us that Jesus invites us into a specific level of relationship with him. And in friendship, the more you talk to anybody, the more you know about them, and the more you know about a person, the more you trust them. And in times like these, we certainly need to be able to lean on and trust who we have in Jesus when we're not sure all the time about how things are going to work out. I think that this is a time that really personifies the necessity of a friendship with Jesus. And I just think that it is nothing short of a blessing to have a friend in him, because he invites us into knowing who he is. And the most important part of knowing who he is knowing that he's always there for us, no matter what's going on around us.
You know what? Let me just say this to you, Marissa. When I read your article about you having a flat and you didn't have these benefits, I hollered here. Just between the, if you want to get full, make sure you own tonight. But then let me just also tell you this: make sure you get the hymn book because it's coming. Dr. Ken Campbell, man, your word is Jesus is our mediator. Okay, so let me just say this: Dr. Morgan, Dr. Campbell, Dr. Mitchell, Marissa. We don't hear mediator mentioned much.
That's correct.
So when we start talking about a mediator, it really requires somebody who can theologically unpack that. Hey, y'all, Dr. Ken Campbell did that thing. Dr. Campbell, he's our mediator. What does that mean?
Well, for me, it means we have somebody to stand on our behalf, a go-between, somebody that when life makes decisions against us or opposition comes upon us, we have him to stand in and take the blow and also give the final verdict. The imagery is sort of like the umpire in baseball. You know, sometimes the fans will call you out or call it a strike when the umpire says, no, it was a ball and you're still in the game. Or when the world counts you out, Jesus can still say, all is well with you. He has the final word. He stands in between on our behalf to negotiate the best results for us. And that's what I love about him.
Yeah. Let me say this, Dr. Campbell, when I looked at your letter, man, and you talked about this guy in Los Angeles as a mediator, man, back in the day when game was at its peak, it really gave me a different view of who Jesus was and is for us every day.
Amen.
Because he speaks out. Dr. Morgan.
Yes, sir.
Your word, man, is Jesus is our true life. And I want you to know, Tolan, anything you preach or teach stretches me. It's like I didn't read that, which very much upsets me every time. It makes me say, I know what I believe. Dr. Morgan, talk about the true vine.
Well, there was each one of those terms in that phrase challenges us theologically. The first piece of that I am associates Jesus with God is a term that God introduced himself in the Old Testament when he interviewed Moses and assigned him to lead the people. Jesus, this is the last of his 7 statements of his I am series of statements in John's biography on Jesus. And then this term of true suggests in the Old Testament, Israel was portrayed as a vine, but they were unfruitful and they were flawed. Jesus comes as the true vine, the fulfillment of something that started in the Old Testament. And the imagery of this true vine says that our union with Christ produces fellowship with God and fruitfulness on his behalf. That Christ is in between God and humanity, and he satisfies God from the standpoint of being our intercessor, but he also satisfies us from the standpoint of making us fruitful. So this union that we share with Christ is key to our fellowship with God and our fruitfulness in life.
Dr. Morgan, I've already read the article. I haven't heard y'all sermons, by the way, so I'm a shout like everybody else. But I have had a chance to read your article. Dr. Morgan, tell us about that whole idea of being, there is this whole idea of a branch that bears fruit that he purges. I have always thought that he would cut us off. But you looked at this Greek word "airo," and it dumped me so badly because you had a different hermeneutic on that than I ever heard. Talk about that, Dr. Morgan.
At times, the English language does not do the original language of the text justice. The original language says, if you're unfruitful, he will cut you off. But in the Greek, it doesn't mean to be detached. It means to be lifted up. He is suggesting that the reason why you are unfruitful is because you're too low to the ground. And anybody who understands, a farmer understands that when you've got vine vegetables, you tie them to a branch to lift them up off the ground because they're too involved in dirt. So he doesn't cut us off. It's just that when we get too dirty, he lifts us up and repositions us so that we'll be fruitful. So he's not cutting us off and throwing away. The Greek text doesn't say that. The Greek text says if you're too low down, you're too dirty, he just lifts you up out of the dirt and repositions you to make you fruitful.
Marissa and Ken, when I read Toland's article, Ken, I went and did my own Greek because I took Greek. I said, hold on. I went and looked at the Greek word "airo," and nowhere in classical or Koine mean to cut anything off. It does not mean that. It means to lift it up. God, when my mother died, God flew me to Romulus, New York. First class. Ain't never been there before. In fact, the only way to get there to like maybe Buffalo and then drive 3 hours up there where the Amish live. Dr. Morgan ain't nothing up there but great vineyards and grapevines. As far as the eye. So every day I'd wake up and there was a winery right across the street. I just felt like the Lord would lead me to go on over there because that's what was. Don't judge me, just live in this story. So that's everything. I'd walk across the street and Ken, I would go and talk to this vine person named Jimmy. And one day he was out there working real hard and he was picking this vine up off the ground. And he was taking wiring it to a stick. And I said, well, hold on, what you gonna do with that? He said, oh, this one will have the best fruit. He said, because it's been through the dirt already. He said, this one's gonna be the best one. He said, but in order for me to save it, I've got to take it out. So Doc Toland Morgan, he just went, okay, so wait. Here's what I want y'all to talk about, because we got about 4 or 5 minutes left. This conference is unique. You can bring your best sermon to the conference. That ain't how we do. We actually produce spiritual pedagogy for discipleship. This year is the hymn book. Never before, guys, has there been a Christocentric anthology written by a group of pastors that's predominantly African American. Give me y'all thoughts on that, Doc. Oh, wait, by the way, thank God for the National Baptist Publishing Board because our book is in publication. But never before has there been such a book. Dr. Mitchell, you're the president of our late night. What are your thoughts on this?
Man, I'm just honored to be a part of more of the writing part than the preaching part. We are known across the country as African American preachers, but many times we are looked over as writers. And even when we do go buy books, that we are really go to other books than we do our own people books for lack of substance. And just to be a part of this with those that are not just richly gifted, but are richly minded, and be able to put that to paper, and just to be among those, I'm completely honored of it.
Man, let me say this. from my heart to yours, Dr. Mitchell. I'm honored to have you in, man. I am. Marissa, so now you are part, wait, now hold on, y'all. Marissa has authored books as well. So she is an author already. But now, let me just tell you this. This is a Christocentric anthology. Every chapter, every article is about him. Marissa, your thoughts on the anthology?
I watch a series on Netflix that is an anthology called Black Mirror. And what I love about the series is that every episode, none of them necessarily have the same flow, format, or even character, but they all have the same theme. And so, with this specific form of writing and this particular piece of literature that's being written and submitted, I think it is one that is powerful because you can have many different authors tie together this same theme and this same message, and that is Jesus Christ and who he is to us, because he is in so many ways something different to each and every one of us. While he is our big brother, while he is our Savior, while he is our Messiah, you know, for some he's been a doctor, for some he's been a lawyer, for others he's been a teacher, for others he's been a friend. And so I'm saying that to say that I really believe that this particular writing is going to be a blessing. I am just honored to have my own entry in this major piece. And I admonish each and every one of you who have the opportunity to get your hands on it when it is published to make sure that you spend the time and whatever investment may be necessary to get a hold of it.
Man, Marissa, it wouldn't be the same without you. So I'm grateful, man, for my sister clergy and their contributions, man. I'm honored. We really are. You, Gina Stewart, man, that doggone Sharon Riley, I'm just grateful for y'all. Ken Campbell, tell me this, man.
Yes, sir.
We've done so much stuff together, y'all. But just Ken, what are your thoughts, man, on this anthology? Give those two.
Well, first of all, I want to commend you for using your friendships to bring this to pass. You're the glue that brought this together, and I don't think anybody could have done this at this juncture, especially during the midst of a pandemic. But Dr. John or Adolph, Bobby Adolph is what I call you, my buddy. But I think the conference is going to really touch and minister to so many because it's a variety of voices and visions, but also the angles that we look at Christ and his story is going to be able to minister to people in so many ways. I did a little devotional this morning by Paul. He says, I just want to know him. And
yes, sir.
fellowship of his suffering, the power of the resurrection. And so this opportunity to bring all of that in one concise place, to hear it preached and to have it in print for permanence, to read again and again, man, I see it as life-changing. And I really appreciate you letting me be a part.
Man, let me tell y'all this too, man. Ken is authored himself. In fact, guys, we gave away some of Ken's books prior to tonight. And Ken, one lady asked to buy more. I need to get you that information because she was like, I need one for some Christmas gifts. It's after Christmas. I forgot to tell you something, because, Doc, these are African-American scholars, man, and I love that. I'm thankful that they're great preachers and great people. More than that, man, they are scholars. Dr. Tolan Morgan, man, jump in here, man. Your thoughts on the anthology, the hymn book?
Well, I echo the sentiments of my contemporaries here. We celebrate you for the vision of both preaching it and writing it. You know, historically, the African American preacher has been known to be able to say it but not write it.
Yes, sir.
And you have given us an opportunity to do both. And in the process, we've been forced to do it critically. We've been forced to do it theologically. We've been forced to literally sit down and be intentional and specific about how we communicate the person and character of Jesus Christ, consistent with scripture and consistent with theological principles. And so I want to appreciate you for giving us that opportunity. And I'm excited to be a part of it. I mean, you have so many other options, brother. So I appreciate you for entrusting us with this responsibility.
Man, it has been a joy, guys. And I mean that from my soul. You know, just read the materials. I had a chance to read the articles. I didn't watch all the discourses, but I had a chance to read the articles. And y'all, I want you to know, y'all were shouting me the whole time. I'm like, man, these guys are scholars. You know, just, I appreciate it. Okay, so listen, everybody who's watching, this is night one of Inheritance. Dr. Mitchell will lead us tonight in talking about Jesus as our resurrected Lord. He'll be followed by Marissa Farrow, dealing with Jesus, who is our friend. She'll be flanked by Dr. Ken Campbell, who will argue that Jesus is our mediator. And man, Dr. Tolan Morgan will conclude us tonight with the lesson, man, about Jesus is our true God. Hold on, y'all. And amidst all of that, our psalmist for tonight will be Kathy Taylor. You don't want to miss it. So listen, if you have already registered, God bless your heart. All you have to do is it's very simple. Hold on. If you already registered, let me make sure I put this on the screen. Here are your steps. Go to www.thebga.net, click the battleground, log in using your email and your password. If you have any questions, you say, Pastor Adolph, I forgot my password. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. No panic. Just let us know. We're here in the control room to make sure we serve you. 409-543-2814. Remember again, it's 409-543-2814. If you have not registered, man, listen to me. You want to do that right now, tonight. Like as soon as we get off of this line, go do it, because we start in about 30 minutes. And tonight, it's the low gift of only $25. Y'all, that's for the whole week. The whole week is $25, and this is just night one. And if you miss registering tonight, then you will have to register for double that price at $50. In fact, let me give y'all a sneak peek of what's coming tomorrow, because tomorrow will be exciting. There'll be a moment of silence. I'll be right back, but this is just a sneak peek at tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, Sharon Riley, Dennis Carl Jones, Phyllis Chapman, Sean McLemore will be ours. It's going to be a magnificent time. I cannot say thank you enough to people I call friends. At 54 years old, I do not use this word lightly. But I want to make sure I say this from my heart, because, ladies and gentlemen, these pastor preachers are busy. You know, they don't just have time to just say, okay, I'll just write out. They're busy. So I want to say from my heart to Dr. Bernard Mitchell, to Reverend Marissa Farrow, to Dr. Ken Campbell, Dr. Tolan Morgan, from my heart to y'all's, thank you so much, man, for helping make Inheritance Conference 2021 a reality for us. Okay, y'all, we got 29 minutes left to kick off. I cannot wait, because I haven't heard the sermon, but I read it. So I'm going to be just like you. I'm tuned in and turned on. www.thebga.net. This will not be on Facebook Live. This will not be on Instagram. You have to register. The conference is virtual, so don't knock on the church door. There's a production through here. It will be live. Oh, man. God bless you. God keep you. And I'll see you all. Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Morgan, Marissa. Yeah. Thank y'all, man. See y'all in a minute.
Thank you, bro. All right.
Bless you. Good to see you guys.
Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all.
Bless you.
All right.